What if I told you that everything you've been taught about weight loss is dead wrong? That the real reason you're struggling to lose weight has nothing to do with eating too much or moving too little? What if the key to losing weight in a healthy way, speeding up your metabolism, and eliminating stubborn belly fat is actually a hormone you hardly ever think about, insulin? And not just that, there's a simple, overlooked trick that can help you take back control starting tomorrow morning. Most people are stuck in a cycle of calorie counting, intense workouts, and guilt. But despite all that effort, the scale doesn't budge.
Why?
Because they're ignoring the hidden switch that decides whether your body stores fat or burns it. In this video, we're going to expose that switch, and once you know how to flip it, you'll be able to lose weight faster, burn belly fat, and melt away body fat more intelligently, not harder. If you've tried everything, diets, cardio, detox teas, and you're still stuck, this could be the missing piece. Stay with me because in the next few minutes, you're going to discover something that could completely change the way you see food, hunger, energy, and weight loss. Ready to finally see results? Then let's dive in. In today's world, the conversation around weight loss is dominated by one central idea: eat less, move more. It's been repeated so often that we take it as gospel. But if that really worked, wouldn't everyone be lean and healthy by now? The truth is, this formula fails for most people because it completely ignores the internal biochemistry that governs how your body stores or burns fat. You can be eating clean and working out every day and still struggle to lose weight in a healthy way, especially if one key hormone isn't on your side. That hormone is insulin. And unless you learn how to manage it correctly, your efforts may be sabotaged before you even start your day. Here's something that might shock you. Your body could be stuck in fat-storing mode before you even eat breakfast. This might sound crazy, but for the vast majority of people, the moment they open their eyes in the morning, their metabolism is already tilted toward fat storage.
Why?
Because of a natural spike in cortisol, a stress hormone that rises sharply in the early hours to help you wake up. That spike triggers a release of glucose into your bloodstream. And when that happens, insulin is released too, whether you've eaten anything or not. This means that even before your first bite, your hormonal environment is primed to store, not burn. If you're trying to burn belly fat or eliminate stubborn abdominal fat, this morning hormonal shift can work completely against you. And yet, most people make the problem worse by doing what they think is right, eating a big breakfast as soon as they wake up. Even worse, they often choose something high in sugar or starch: cereal, toast, fruit juice, maybe even coffee with milk and sugar. This combination, insulin already high from waking, cortisol still elevated, and now a carb-heavy meal, creates the perfect storm for fat storage. Your body, already nudged toward insulin resistance mode, now gets flooded with even more insulin. The result? Fat cells receive a clear message: store everything. And just like that, any chance to lose weight fast or boost your metabolism is pushed back for the rest of the day. But it doesn't have to be this way. There's a better, simpler path. One that doesn't involve starving yourself or spending hours sweating at the gym. It begins with a different understanding of how your body works and how to work with it, not against it. That's where the insulin trick comes in. And no, it's not a supplement, a crash diet, or some weird biohack. It's about mastering your mornings, those first 90 minutes after waking, when your metabolism is at its most delicate and most responsive. This small window holds the power to either turbocharge your fat burning or lock you into another day of fat storage. Most people never realize how sensitive their body is to what they do in that brief window. It's a metabolic shift that favors energy use over fat gain, and it starts with just a few small changes. But let's take a step back. Why is insulin so powerful in the first place? Because insulin is the gatekeeper of your fat cells. When insulin is high, your body refuses to burn stored fat. It's like it slams the door shut and locks it. No matter how little you eat or how hard you work out, if insulin is elevated, losing weight quickly becomes almost impossible. On the other hand, when insulin is low, your body has no choice but to tap into fat stores for energy. That's when weight loss becomes natural, even effortless. Now, here's the twist. You don't need to fast all day or skip meals entirely to get your insulin down. You just need to know when to eat, what to eat, and what to avoid early in the day. And perhaps the most counterintuitive tip of all, coffee might be hurting your weight loss efforts. Yes, even black coffee. When consumed first thing in the morning, during the cortisol spike, caffeine can amplify the insulin response. And if that coffee comes with carbs like a muffin, toast, or a sweetener, the insulin surge is even worse. This creates a metabolic roller coaster that keeps you in storage mode for hours. If your goal is to burn belly fat or eliminate stubborn abdominal fat, the timing of your coffee matters more than you think. The better strategy? Delay it. Wait until your cortisol has normalized. Then, if you're going to have coffee, pair it with protein or healthy fats, not sugar or starch. This small shift can significantly reduce your insulin response and help maintain fat-burning momentum throughout the morning. Remember, the goal isn't to cut everything out or live like a monk. It's to lose weight in a healthy way by making smarter choices that respect how your body actually works. In the next section, we'll dive deeper into how stress, poor sleep, and even your emotional state can sabotage your insulin levels and what to do about it. Because weight loss isn't just about what's on your plate, it's also about what's on your mind. If you wake up tired, moody, or already craving sugar, your body is sending you a clear signal that your hormonal balance is off, and that's a major red flag when your goal is weight loss or losing weight in a healthy way. The connection between stress and weight gain goes far beyond emotional eating. It's deeply rooted in biology. Every time you feel overwhelmed, anxious, or sleep-deprived, your body ramps up cortisol production. And the higher your cortisol levels, the more insulin your body pumps out, even if you're not eating. It's as if your system is preparing for a threat that never arrives. And the result? A body primed to store fat, especially around your midsection. This explains why so many people struggle to lose belly fat, even when they're dieting. They cut calories, skip meals, and push through workouts, but if their cortisol is elevated from stress or poor sleep, their body won't release fat easily. Instead, it clings to it, particularly in the abdominal area. You've probably seen this in action. Someone with a relatively healthy routine, but a stubborn belly that just won't go away. That's not a willpower issue, it's hormonal resistance. The good news is, once you know how to manage it, the path to healthy weight loss becomes far less frustrating. And meal timing is critical. Avoid constant grazing. Stick to well-spaced meals that allow insulin to rise and fall fully. This gives your body the chance to tap into stored fat instead of constantly staying in storage mode. Let's get practical. Instead of starting your day with toast and jam, go for eggs with avocado. Instead of grabbing a sugary snack mid-morning, try a handful of almonds or a boiled egg. For lunch, ditch the white rice and opt for leafy greens with grilled chicken or salmon. These aren't extreme sacrifices. They're swaps that align your eating habits with your biology. As your insulin normalizes, something amazing happens. Your cravings fade, your energy rises, and losing weight in a healthy way finally feels sustainable. Another underused strategy? Strategic movement. No, this doesn't mean hours of punishing cardio. In fact, chronic cardio can sometimes backfire by raising cortisol if you're already stressed. What works better is frequent, low-intensity movement, especially fasted movement in the morning. A 20-minute walk after waking before breakfast can tap directly into stored fat because insulin is still relatively low. Combine that with hydration, water with a pinch of salt or lemon, and you've set up a powerful fat-burning window. Over time, these short bursts of intentional movement compound into significant, healthy weight loss. And while we're talking about mornings, remember that your first few choices of the day create a domino effect. The moment you spike your insulin early, you've set your body on a roller coaster of energy crashes and cravings. But if you manage that first meal and movement wisely, you stabilize your energy, sharpen your focus, and dramatically reduce the chance of overeating later. That's how you build metabolic momentum, by using your mornings not to fight your body, but to work with it. Let's not forget the mental side of this. When people fail to lose weight quickly, they often blame themselves. They think they lack motivation or self-control, but what they really lack is the right strategy. When your hormones are out of sync, even the most disciplined person will struggle. That's why mindset shifts must go hand in hand with physiological understanding. Once you begin applying the insulin trick consistently, you'll notice something powerful. Your willpower isn't being drained by constant hunger or brain fog. You'll feel more in control because your body is finally aligned with your goals. By now, you might be wondering, how long does it take to see results? While it varies from person to person, many notice a difference in just 3 to 5 days of implementing these strategies. The belly starts to feel less bloated. Hunger becomes more manageable. Sleep improves. And the scale begins to move, not because you're starving yourself, but because your hormones are finally cooperating. That's the kind of healthy weight loss that doesn't feel like punishment, it feels like freedom. Now, let's be clear, this isn't a hack or miracle trick that lets you eat junk and magically lose belly fat. It's a science-based shift in how you treat your body, especially in the first few hours of a day. And once you experience that shift, when you no longer feel ruled by cravings or energy crashes, you'll never want to go back. Because nothing tastes as good as feeling clear, light, and in control feels. Once you start seeing how insulin controls the switch between storing and burning fat, everything changes. You begin to question every health myth you've ever been told. That breakfast is the most important meal of the day, that snacking keeps your metabolism running, that you have to eat every few hours to avoid starvation mode. None of those hold up once you understand how insulin works. Instead of constantly feeding the body, the smarter approach is to give it space to use what it already has, its fat stores. That's how you trigger sustainable weight loss, not just temporary water loss or muscle breakdown like so many crash diets cause. So even if your meals are healthy, constant eating keeps you stuck in a state where losing weight in a healthy way becomes nearly impossible. That's why adopting clear eating windows, like intermittent fasting or simply structured meals, can make such a dramatic difference, even if nothing else changes. Another point worth highlighting is food quality. While timing is critical, the type of food you eat matters too. The modern diet is overloaded with ultra-processed products that spike insulin far more than whole foods ever could. Refined carbs, sugars, seed oils, they trigger exaggerated insulin responses that lead to fat gain, especially visceral fat, the kind that builds up around your organs. This fat is not only hard to lose, it's also dangerous to your long-term health. When people switch to real, nutrient-dense foods, proteins, vegetables, healthy fats, they often start losing weight faster, not because they're eating less, but because they're lowering the hormonal triggers that cause fat storage. You don't have to eat perfectly 100% of the time. But if you aim for 80% clean, unprocessed meals, your body will respond with better energy, clearer skin, deeper sleep, and of course, steady and natural weight loss. And the best part? You won't feel like you're on a diet. You'll feel free from the cycle of cravings, crashes, and guilt. Let's also talk about exercise. Too many people use it as punishment for what they ate. That mindset is toxic and unsustainable. Exercise shouldn't be a tool to burn off calories. It should be a way to build strength, improve circulation, and support metabolic flexibility. When insulin is managed properly, even light physical activity, like walking, stretching, or bodyweight exercises, can enhance fat burning. This is especially true in a fasted state, when your insulin is naturally lower and your body is more likely to tap into fat reserves. You don't need long, grueling workouts. You need short, consistent movement that supports your hormonal health. Here's a little-known trick: walking after meals. Just 10 to 15 minutes of walking after you eat can blunt the insulin spike and help your body use glucose more effectively. This isn't exercise in the traditional sense, it's a habit shift. And habits like this, repeated daily, can dramatically accelerate healthy weight loss over time. You'll digest better, avoid energy crashes, and reduce the likelihood of storing excess fat from that meal. Now, let's talk mindset. Real transformation doesn't just happen in your body, it starts in your beliefs. If you believe you're broken, that nothing works for you, or that you're just meant to be this way, you're fighting a losing battle. The truth is, your body is designed to heal, adapt, and burn fat when you stop interfering with its signals. And the most powerful signal of all is insulin. Once you respect its role, you'll see that losing belly fat or dropping weight quickly isn't about punishment or deprivation. It's about alignment. So instead of asking, "What should I cut out?" start asking, "How can I work with my biology today?" That question will guide better decisions. It will make you pause before eating, move with purpose, sleep with intention, and live with more clarity. And in that clarity, weight loss becomes a side effect, not the main goal, but a natural outcome of treating your body right. Here's the truth: this so-called insulin trick isn't magic, it's science. But because almost no one in mainstream health talks about it, it feels like magic when it works. By mastering your mornings, spacing your meals, prioritizing protein, managing stress, and avoiding early insulin spikes, you create the perfect environment for healthy weight loss. And once you feel that shift, when your body wakes up burning fat instead of storing it, you'll never want to go back. So, here's your challenge. Start tomorrow differently. Let's break down something most weight loss programs completely ignore. Your body is not a simple machine. It doesn't just work on calories in versus calories out. It's a dynamic, living organism with feedback systems, chemical messengers, and metabolic rules that don't always follow diet logic. And the number one messenger that impacts your ability to lose weight in a healthy way, burn belly fat, and speed up your metabolism is insulin. When insulin is high, fat burning shuts off. When it drops, fat becomes fuel. It's really that simple, and yet most people have no idea how often they're keeping insulin high without realizing it. Let's talk about the hidden insulin triggers. You probably know sugar spikes insulin. You may even know that white bread or pasta does too. But did you know that things like fruit smoothies, healthy protein bars, or even your morning oat milk latte can spike insulin enough to stall fat burning for hours? And if you're starting your day with any of these, you're already sabotaging your efforts to lose weight quickly before the day has even begun. Here's the good news. Once you start spotting these insulin traps and replacing them with smarter choices, the changes can be dramatic. Most people notice that within just a few days, they feel less bloated, their hunger levels drop, and they begin losing inches, even if the scale doesn't move right away. That's because getting rid of stubborn belly fat doesn't always start with losing weight. Sometimes it starts with lowering inflammation, stabilizing insulin, and shifting your body from defense mode into balance. So, let's say you want tomorrow to be your first real day of a metabolic reset. What would that look like? You'd start by waking up naturally or with as little stress as possible. No blaring alarms if you can avoid it. Get natural light in your eyes early to regulate cortisol and set your circadian rhythm. Drink water first thing, not coffee, at least not right away. If you wake up hungry, it's often a sign your blood sugar crashed overnight, which usually means insulin was high the night before. Instead of eating immediately, delay your first meal for 60 to 90 minutes. Use that time for gentle movement, a short walk, light stretching, deep breathing. This wakes up your metabolism without overstimulation. When it's time for your first meal, build it around fat and protein. Eggs cooked in butter, smoked salmon with avocado, Greek yogurt topped with chia seeds. Avoid cereal, toast, juice, and sugary coffee drinks.
Why?
Because starting your day with a glucose spike not only raises insulin but also sets off a crash that will make you ravenous by mid-morning. That's the trap. And once you're constantly hungry, it's almost impossible to lose weight in a healthy way or stick to your plan. Lunch should follow the same principle. Prioritize whole, unprocessed foods. Don't fear healthy fats. They stabilize blood sugar and keep you satisfied. A salad with grilled chicken, olive oil, and nuts is far more powerful for weight loss than a low-calorie wrap loaded with processed ingredients. Remember, it's not just about eating less, it's about eating in a way that keeps insulin calm. That's the game. Resetting that balance is the key to lasting weight loss. Forget punishment. Forget starving. Forget endless hours on the treadmill hoping something changes. You already have the most powerful weight loss tool inside you, your metabolism. And the key to unlocking it is understanding insulin. Start small.
Start today.
Change doesn't begin with a new diet, it begins with a new decision. Because once you start working with your body, not against it, losing weight in a healthy way becomes your new normal. There's a specially designed solution to speed up your metabolism, control cravings, and support your weight loss journey naturally and effectively. Click the link in the first pinned comment to start transforming your body.